Why, it's the young master. I'm beside myself with joy at your safe return. Something's got you worried. Just the other day, the Imperial Army came to the city. I feared that you might have to run into them. Imperial Army, you say? Were they after Ange? No, that did not seem to be the case. A high-ranking officer seemed to be leading them. I believe his name was Oswald. I recall seeing him in some formal ceremonies while in Regnum. Oswald was that fat ass from the lab, right? What did he come here for? I watched him from afar as they carried off some books. I believe they came from the cathedral. From the secret library. The entrance should have been hidden. Did they hear about the secret underground room from someone related to the church? At least we know that they aren't after Ange. Ange, did you happen to notice any missing books? No, I did not. The library has so many books, it would be impossible to notice if some were missing. It never had a catalog either. In any case, I'm most pleased to see you all safe. Now, shall I prepare you all a meal? Hilda wants to eat, though. Let's rest here for a bit, here. I told you we're not eating. We're gonna have to catch a boat ride soon, you know. Sorry, Hartman. We got a boat to catch. It's gonna be a long trip, so we just came to say goodbye. Is that right? I understand. Please take care. Can't be helped. Later, Gramps. We'll visit you again. Hilda's hungry. Go find an apple or something. Shut up. I said we're not gonna eat here. Come on, let's go to the harbor. Alright. Oh, the southwest. I've only started to vaguely realize it, but my hometown really isn't a remote area. Ilya, you're from the southwest, correct? Is your hometown slowly developing into a city? I wonder. I think the money needed for that development's getting invested into the war efforts. That's why the war has to end first before that happens. Indeed, then would that mean that you will become rich once the war ends? Huh, really? The ownership of the land in that region is decided by who comes first after all. If someone presents papers as proof that they have been living in that land for at least 3 years, would the land not already be theirs? Really? You did not know that? It's how hopeful immigrants manage to gather into a town. So that's why people would leave the village and create houses far from it. I'm sure that's also why your parents immigrated to undeveloped land. That's why when development starts. But before that happens, the war has to end first. And those neighboring lands are all mine. No, of all my family lands. That's awesome. But to own them first, to become rich, that's not it either. The war has to end first, right? Indeed. First, why not enter the church and pray to Cielo? No, sorry, I can't. There's the harbor here. Might just be down the west.
Ne, Ricardo-san. 今の誰?
Who was that just now, Ricardo? He was selling us boat tickets. The price he was offering was quite high, but considering the current situation, it can't be helped. Is that so? It seems he ran away when he saw us through. Saw us, though? He probably felt awkward trying to bargain in front of a lot of people. Well, I guess it's fine. Where does that ticket lead to? Tried asking around, but I only managed to get a ticket to Ashihara. Nice, we better get on board. Well, once you're all done preparing for the voyage, just talk to that sailor over there. There was a skit here. Maybe it's too late. So, Ricardo, are you perhaps aware of a man named Oswald? Not at all. I'd have recognized his name if he were a higher rank. You don't know, old man, Ricardo? I thought you knew everything. Unfortunately, a lowly mercenary wouldn't have any relation with high-ranking military officials, and also, I don't really like being called old man. Alright, so rather than old man, can I call you uncle? Is there any differences between those two? I mean, uncle is just a cooler title to have. Of course, uncle is more pleasant, right? I suppose, but it seems that Ricardo would rather be addressed differently. That's so troublesome, though. I see him either as uncle or old man. I see. Uncle, huh? Just come up with a nickname or something. I don't know. I'm bad at coming up with nicknames, but find a nickname for Ricardo. Oh no, the skit's back. Let's go. A ship, huh? I'm not really good with ships. This is gonna be my first time being on a ship, although I do have experience riding on a boat on the lake beside my villa. That kinda pisses me off. Ilya, you've been on a ship before, right? Wouldn't that make you more awesome than Ruka here? Yeah, but since I only took it while running away from my hometown, it wasn't really the best of times. Are you perhaps talking about the time we met? I was puking from seasickness at the time, so I didn't get to eat much. Oh, so that's why you were starving. Who cares about that? I've ridden a ship a few times before, and although it might be fun at the start, it starts to get quite boring towards the end. Is that so? My family had an exclusive circus, so it didn't really get that boring. An exclusive circus? Spot, I think you're missing the point here. Well, excuse me for not being a good reference point. How about you, Hermana? Have you been on a ship before? Of course not. I'd have to travel over the water for that, right? What if it sank? Oh, did you know that ships are built not to sink? What if they sink? I can't float in water. Hermana, come here. I shall explain it to you properly. Oh dear, everyone else seems to be worried about something. Well, they are still the same lively bunch, but since the voyage this time will be quite long, we may encounter some difficulties ahead. Well, we will be traveling in the middle of wartime, so who knows what might happen. Indeed, it might not end up as a pleasant journey this time. Pond. Oh, Kongwei and I before we go on the boat. Ruka, are you really that afraid of having others hate you? Why this sudden question? It's just obvious by looking at you. I mean, it's bad being hated by others, right? And I don't really want to hurt others, too. But Ruka, hurting others is different from hurting yourself. It's not that you don't want to hurt others, it's that you don't want to get hurt by others hating you. Well, that's how I see it, at least. Because it's best if no one gets hurt, not me or anyone. All these bonding skits. Not gonna lie, I thought that the Saintess was gonna be hard-headed, gonna be some hard-headed, humorless woman until I met you, Ange. That's just prejudice, because even the most mean, brutal, and bewitching woman would still be a saint, as long as they serve the church. Really? Then does that mean you're bewitching, mean, brutal, and most of all, bewitching? I might be, hehe. Whoa, hell yeah. All kidding aside, I was called a saintess mainly due to my power as a reincarnator. But in reality, you're actually very bewitching, aren't you, right? Who knows? Am I? The hell? Quit pulling my leg and just tell it to me. Sis Ange's hugs are really the best. Oh, Hermana, you sounded like a middle-aged man there. Nah, it's just part of my motto. If you like something, then say that you like it. Same goes for food, too. Silly child. You really think so? Then how about every time I say something funny, you give me a hug? You really like my hugs that much? Yeah, they remind me of my mama. Oh, come here. Yay. Ah, did it. Strategic success. If I just say it like that, she'll definitely give me a hug. Oh, Hermana. Well, whatever. Oh, Hermana. Hey, old man Kongwei. Do you realize I'm too young to be called an old man, right? I mean, he's older than you. You're older than her. And how about Auntie? I beg your pardon? Oh, if it looks could kill, I'd be dead by now. In what way do I look like an auntie to you? Yeah, you're right, you don't look like an auntie at all. But I still think you're an old man. Can't change my mind on that. Oh, she was just kidding. Breathe, it's gonna be fine. It's not as if she mistook me for a woman. I should not have snapped at her. Alright, we're done. There's a ship bound for Ashihara. Let's get on. Aye, to Ashihara. Meanwhile, in Regnum, the Privy Council. Seems that Matthias is still infatuated with Genesis or whatever that is. As long as she continues to gather believers, I see no harm in merely observing for the time being. There have been reports that Gardel is searching for it as well. It's difficult to say if the Grigori's objective coincide with our own. And annoyance in Tenos is also starting to move unpredictably. Perhaps it would be best to claim the prize for ourselves. Matthias has also seemed to have taken an interest in some child. I believe his name was Ruka. Seems that she has let him run free for now. How foolish. It'd be better if the boy was captured immediately. Let her do as she pleases. What is the upstart Oswald doing? He was recovering some of Nios' archives. A reincarnator deciphered the text and claims that a clue towards Genesis lies in Tenos. And that Oswald is at Tenos right now. No, he's preparing a ship. What is he thinking? His actions are of little concern. Only the results are important. Is there anything else to report? Then adjourned. Seek Utopia. Seek Utopia. I have returned, Mother. Welcome back, my son, Ashihara. Is something the matter, Mother? Are you feeling unwell? This is simply something a mother would feel as they send their son into their first battle. You two will understand eventually. I never thought I'd see you again after facing Ratio's great offense with such a small army. Do not underrate me, Mother. It's true that Census, in front of the overwhelming forces of Ratio, lost. Even the commanding officer was killed in action. Without any choice, I yelled, "Retreat, retreat!" Do not tell me you took all of Ratio alone. Of course, after seeing them off, I leisurely returned alone. Those Ratio bastards were dumbfounded. I wish you were to see their reactions. How rash. There seems to be a commotion outside. I hear footsteps as well as weapons, perhaps an ambush. Master Ashihara, is Master Ashihara here? What's with the commotion? If thou art looking for my child, Ashihara, then he's the one. To call me this one is quite mean, Mother. And what business do you have with me? The army's retreat just now left, the census army in all of your actions. The whole army has fallen in love with your skills in the battlefield and would like to serve you immediately. I think that 1,000 would be reckless enough to look up to as well as assign this child a commander. Mother, this is the giant's will. I shall take on Ratio with this army and defeat them. With this army serving as my hands and feet, I will one day face Ratio on equal footing as census overload. Lord, today I take one step towards glory. We welcome you on our future commander. We'll be honored if you greet our army. Very well, lead the way. My child is going to become a splendid person. My cute Ashihara, Cielo's fate is within your hand. Sheesh, Dummy Ruka, to think that you get seasick, how sloppy. Wasn't Elia the one who said she's not good on boats? Oh my, Elia, you were the same earlier. Yeah, you're a hypocrite, Elia. That was just a headache, not seasickness at all. To me, it's the same difference. Ruka, would you like some water? No, it's fine. We're almost at Ashihara, right? It'll disappear once we set foot on land. Oh, I can see Ashihara, look. See, I feel better on land now. This is really Ashihara. It's more desolate than what I expected. Every year, more and more of this island sinks into the sea. Ashihara was once a vast empire, but this is all that's left. Seeing this town has just made apparent that the world is currently suffering through the growing frequency of natural disasters. Hey, haven't we wander around town? I can't wait to see what we're gonna find. Right, what Hermes said. Alright, time to get moving. This music. So what kind of country is Ashihara anyway? Oh, I would like to know more about it too, if possible. As you can see, Ashihara is a small island nation, although a long time ago it used to be surrounded by a lot of islands and its scenery was a lot prettier. Now the sea levels have risen to the extent that most of those islands have sunk. It also used to have a strong naval fleet. I heard that the region this maritime nation encompassed was quite huge. Well, that's sad. I need to stop getting texts, like, right now. This needs to stop. Like, I could just ignore them, but these are actually, like, texts that are urgent, but I really wish I got these before stream. Alright. What is Ashihara's specialty? Scenery sure has changed after crossing an ocean. This is your first time in Ashihara, Ange? Indeed, from the church's perspective, Ashihara is a paganistic country, thus I have no relation to it. How about you, Ricardo? No, but I fought alongside a lot of mercenaries from Ashihara. What kind of people were they? They are diligent and brilliant mercenaries. I was quite surprised to see them eat raw fish. I think such a country would lack the concept of cooking over a flame. Of course, they would know about fire. Ashihara might be a bit unique, but its culture is quite extraordinary. But eating raw fish, wouldn't that destroy your stomach? No, I believe that only applies for freshwater fish. I heard that saltwater fish is quite safe. I've eaten a lot of things during my survival training, and raw fish isn't that bad. Well, what? Koda wants to eat it. Koda wants to know what raw fish tastes like, though. True, after hearing that, I want to know what it tastes like. Let's go, though. I'd like to confirm it, but does it really have to be raw fish? No, grilled and simmered fish and the like are also well known around here. Oh, I see. That's a relief. Indeed, I should like to try anything aside from raw fish. I would also like to refrain from eating raw fish, but it would also be difficult if there was no other food aside from fish here. Aside from fish, I believe the other staple food here is rice. What about beef? Meat. Look, I'm fine with sheep, horse, or pig meat, but is there really no meat? I'm sure there's some, but land fit for livestock is quite scarce, so meat in this area tends to be quite valuable. I suppose you'd be fine with bird meat. No, if it's bird meat, I won't be able to bring out my full power. Then we should check out what kinds of food there are. I can't wait. Good grief. Once food becomes a topic, everyone becomes lively. This group is a foodie group, huh? Now, I guess you better get serious about gathering info. As usual, let's decide how we're going to split up with a coin toss. Oh, is this going to be like a tradition we do in Innocence? Every town we go to, we go with a different character? That'd be interesting. Let's meet up here again, understand? I put some strings to get this pairing, so you better pull this off. You put me with Elia? Are you insane? Strings? So that coin toss was rigged? Hey, don't think less of me, man. I only did that so you could be alone with Elia. So it really was rigged. Alone together at a seaside town, no matter how you look at it, it's a date. A date? No, we have to gather information properly. I see. You do you then. I mean, you're Spada's best wingman. What are you two whispering about over there? Come on, Ruka, you dummy. Time to get moving. Romana, let's go too. Okay, see you later. The rigged coin. What a wingman, that Spada. Alone with Elia. I'm about to die. I'm all alone with Elia. I wonder what I should talk about. This is a date, right? Right? You were the one who was against that. After all, no one's gonna disturb us and we can pass the time alone together. This is definitely a date. I wonder where we'll eat lunch. Would I be able to lead the conversation? Could we hold hands? What's wrong, dummy Ruka? You daydreaming? I'm sorry. It's not really something you should be apologizing for, weirdo. The conversation just now sure was exciting. And the next topic would be, Ruka, I'm sorry. That's not something you should apologize for. Let's go. Okay, alright. I should ask her now while I have the chance. I hope it goes well. Okay. Hey guys. As I thought, the more I learned about Ashihara, the more I realized how different their culture is from ours. So when people die, they shall... I suppose we shall have to gather some information. You guys are on that.